lovely to be able to play your new record.
Thank you.
Has this been a long time in the making?
3 years, yeah. I wrote it in the pandemic in 2020, and then, but that's kind of a bit standard, really.
Yeah, everybody seemed to in the pandemic just go into their own little world.
Yeah, think of all the people who navigated it best. I would have thought artists were the best because you kind of, your world is kind of inside your head anyway. And I, in particular, finished off every song that was half written and wrote some new ones, and I did okay. My plan at 2019 was to always put a record out in 2023 anyway. Right. So I've not kind of lost any ground as such.
You've not had to break your stride or anything like that. It's all just panning out the way you hope to.
I would have preferred to have written it in a different atmosphere than kind of sat in silence in a well, admittedly rather lovely writing room, but it was a weird time for everybody, wasn't it?
Yeah. Now, when you look back on it, is there anything you would change now? Because you think maybe I was in a slightly different place then to where I am now.
There's not much you could change. You were kind of forced to be wherever you were with the people you were with and do what you were doing. I don't think I'd have changed much, no.
And the music, does that sort of reflect where you were then?
Well, it is kind of a reflective album, I think. Because none of us had been through it before, we didn't actually know how we were going to get out of it for a long time. So the only thing I would think about was looking back, really, and kind of reflecting on how we got there. And if I was to use one word to sum it up, it'd be reflective.
Yeah, right. And so is this a new age of Noel Gallagher, do you think, that you are a more reflective, more thoughtful person?
I'd like to think so, but the people around me would say I don't think so. Well, in 2021, we were still going through it, and it was 10 years of my anniversary as a solo artist, so we put out a best of, and there's some new tracks on that. So I guess musically that was a full stop. But as a person, I don't know. I kind of live in the moment as a person. I don't really stop to think about it too much.
Do you feel an older person then?
Oh my God, yeah. My 40s was my absolute peak, and from the minute I woke up on the 30th of May in my first day of my 50s, I was like, God, it's just been one thing after another. It's like what I found is the slightest, to use a sporting term, if you get a knock. Yeah. I mean, it stays with you for ages, and then once that's cleared up, it's something else, and then once that's cleared up, it's something else. It's just like, I can't wait to get the mobility scooter if I'm being honest.
But of course, with age is supposed to come wisdom. Has that arrived? Has that arrived?
Yeah. There's a lot of experience now where I find when you get to a certain age, you just don't care anymore. You're just like, I'm not bothered what people think. But there is I feel a lot more experience now at life itself. But I wish I'm not too good at dodging the traffic anymore. I do have to wait now until the green man comes on.
That's an important thing actually in people's lives. That you suddenly realise you can't run
anymore.
Yeah.
It's a good job I don't take the bus anywhere because I wouldn't be catching anyone.
I mean, for the next one.
Yeah.
But here we are. You're at a certain stage of your life, and you never struck me as being somebody who bothered much about what people said.
No.
In the past. So that really hasn't changed much, has it?
No. I mean, I've learned. With experience comes you can't please everybody, and you just do it for yourself. And if anybody is on board with you, then that's a bonus, And I've done enough. I mean, I'm 30 years into this now, writing songs, and when you write them, or a collection of them, or whatever, there's going to be. I know now there's going to be a certain section of people who will not accept it, and certain people who will love it. Then there's the people in the middle who think it's all right. So the most important opinion is mine, So I just write from that kind of sense of freedom now.
And who would have thought you'd be 10 years on from Noel Gallagher's Flying Birds? That's gone like that, hasn't it?
Not me, that's for sure. Yeah, to put out a 10-year retrospective was quite the thing. But again, I kind of I don't to look back and think about things, which was why 2020 was a kind of a unique moment in time. But yeah, I'm just kind of looking forward to it. I'm on tour now in a few weeks, and looking forward to that. And yeah, it's
a big tour too. America for the early part of the summer.
America first, yeah. I do. I try if I can. The last few world tours I've undertaken is to start in America, because the crowd I've got over there are quite a more considered older crowd. It gives the chance about the band a chance to play in before you get the chaos of back in England. But yeah, I'm looking forward to America in the summer. Doesn't get any better than that.
Well, no, and then you've got some festivals here.
Yeah, big
And
open air shows, and then
the arenas at the end of the year.
the arenas at the end of the year, and then Europe in between, and out to Japan, I guess, and might even squeeze in a holiday at some point.
Well, you know, that's a sign of weakness, really, isn't
Well,
it?
it is,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know, I was going back to what we said before, is I just don't care.
And the best news of all is that on the Greatest Hits Radio Coronation Countdown, you came first. You
No
came
way.
number one
Was
in
it
the 300.
Well, all right. Which one was it? Wonderwall, Don't Look Back in Anger?
It's Wonderwall.
Right, okay. Yeah, I met a guy actually going into Waitrose the other day, an Irish fellow, who grabbed me and he was saying, and he said to me, what was that song that you and your brother did all those years ago? And I was going, let me throw a dart in the dark here. Is it Wonderwall? Wonderwall. I love that song. I didn't care for much else of it, though. I was like, well, okay, well, one's enough. The one, you know, if you like one out of the 478 that I've written, I'll take that. Not bad.
God bless the Irish for their honesty.
Yeah, I didn't much care for the rest of it.
Well, look, we love that one certainly. 'Cause there's a lot of Oasis in the top 300 and the top
Do you know
10
what?
actually.
Do you know what? When they do these things, at various radio stations, it's such a privilege as a songwriter to see your songs that are consistently in the top 10 of all these things, and it's kind of makes me feel pretty good. And so thanks for everybody that voted for it and all that.
Is there a song on this album that you feel will be played in 30 years' time?
Oh, well, there's one or two that I hope would. Like, there's a song called "Dead to the World," which is my favourite on the record. "Easy Now" seems to be the one that all the fans are into. But you know, it's a funny thing with albums. I won't really. I've been doing. I'm on the promo trail now, and people asking about it and what does it all mean and all that. But you don't really get to know until you're like a year on the road with it. Until you find out what your audience will tell you whether it's good or not. So I'm interested to get out and play it to people and see which ones are working and which don't. But "Dead to the World," I would hope would maybe be played, but I don't, you know, I don't know.
Well, we'll see.
The people will decide.
Indeed they will, in the years to come. And in the meantime, we don't normally play new music on Greatest Hits Radio.
All right.
But today, we are going to break our own rule and play Council Skies.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's all. Looking forward to hearing this next 3 or 4 minutes. Noel, great to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Weekdays, 10 till 1.